Okay, we are live. So welcome everyone. So this is our ad hoc live stream. We want to introduce a very special Dev Cook-Off dear to us. We've been planning for quite a long time, and it's all about smart account, one shot, and Venice AI hackathon. And today we're joining some guests from all our sponsors. We're debating a bit what bounty we have, and we're introducing what MetaMask Dev CookOff are. Are you excited, Ayush?
I'm pretty excited. This is the hackathon after 3 months of cap. So pretty excited to see like what people are building these days.
Nice. And has been live for since yesterday, or when has been live this Dev
I
CookOff?
think it's been 4 days. So they have already got
4 days.
1 weekend to build something.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we count down the weekends, right? Yeah, especially when you finish up credits. My countdown is always like every 2 hours. I'm waiting for the credits to expire and then coming back up. That's good. Okay, sounds good. Let's get it started. So we're doing a quick introduction. What are actually those MetaMask Dev Cook-Off? We're introducing MetaMask Smart Account, One Shot, and Venice AI. And then we're just going through kind of like some specific like bounty requirements and what are kind of like the tracks around the One Shot tech stack and then the Venice AI and Hackathon tech stack. So yeah, just excited. You want to kind of like gives around, why this specific Dev Cook-Off, why now on a smart account, why is this time kind of like excited, what has been shipped around smart account lately?
From the past 3 months, there has been a lot of updates on the smart accounts. We basically advanced permissions are now live on the extension, not in the MetaMask class. So now developers can directly like use it in the MetaMask extension, ship it to their like users. We also got X402 spec merge for 7710. That means that now X402 also has support for like recurring payments or subscription kind of payments, which was not possible before. Like now your agents can do delegations and then like do subscription payments via X402 API. So instead of like paying for every API usage, you can subscribe to an API usage over the time. And this hackathon will like has like major focus on the agents, since we know like the agents has been the talk of the town in last like few quarters. And this is just focusing on like how you can have agent coordination, how you can build agents that other consumers can use, and how you can use like X402 plus 7710.
Excited. I'm excited about the export to kind of like integration, but also like for a long time we're speaking about guardrails and permissions for agents, and I think this is kind of like a way to really like build something in that direction, and I think it's also very yeah, it's very a strong fit also like for everyone listening that want to kind of like build with agents today. Okay, sounds good. So for anybody that doesn't know what MetaMask Dev Cook-Off is that we're trying to run this like every month. Those are kind of an online hackathon in collaboration with Aquest. And this month is quite special because this is all specific around the smart account. We're actually like having this hackathon with One Shot and Venice, and yeah, a bunch of bounties, bunch of tracks, and we are kind of like adding a lot of different things on the table. So without further kind of like going into details, because that's something we want to do like when we invite all our partners the live stream. Let's maybe give more color. Who can hack, who is welcome to hack. The reason why we're really running those online hacks to give also an opportunity for people that are not IRL in a specific event, but they just wanna hack and build something, or even extend the functionality of what they're built. So we're really encouraging not just fresh code, but also like people want to extend the functionality of their current app, EVM, no EVM, anything, and really give an opportunity to everyone in the audience, in the community, to hack on something cool and to kind of like spend time and kind of like also network with other founders and builder. We definitely like saw a difference in participant types. People before were more like individual developers. After like we started to see more like teams, we started to see more also like startups and co-founding team already like enabling this. that wanted kind of like to get exposure in the MetaMask ecosystem. And I think like things have been kind of like evolving quite well. We get a lot of like different feedbacks on how we can evolve those type of hackathon from the community, and it's great to see a lot of engagement. And the fact that this is online and this collaboration with HackWest and different like partners, it's also like giving opportunity to different ecosystems come together and leverage different like tech stack. We're excited about those Dev CookOff, Ayush.
I think like what you said about like not just like the fresh projects but also like the existing projects coming into and like shipping a feature is, I think, like kind of a short sprint that you can do in a hackathon. And if you and I feel like X402 is one of those tracks where like if you already have support for X402 via different specs or schemas that X402 support, you can add 7cent and 0 support in and like apply for our track. Like it does not need to be a fresh project. You can just extend the functionality to support like 7cent 10, and then that's it. Like that is the eligibility for like that track. And the only criteria is like your code should be open source so that we can verify that whatever you have done, at least whatever you said that you will be doing in the existing project, we can verify that the judge can judge. And we have some news around the judge as well. It might be an agent, it might be also bot, but let's see like how story unfolds in the future. And I think like one of the things that we saw recently from ETH Global was the same thing, that they now announced that instead of like hacking on the new projects, you can also now hack on the existing projects, ship a feature, and you can also extend the functionality in the open source projects. So that all kind of things are now considered as a valid hack and like ETH Global as well. So pretty excited to see like everyone following the same path.
Yeah, I really like the recategorization. Okay, sounds good. So do we want to quickly introduce kind of like the this Dev CookOff? Let's also like invite in the meantime Todd, Lorenzo, and Charlie on the live streams because without without these partners, this Dev CookOff will never be possible. Especially because it's great to also have like multiple kind of co-hosts there actually bringing a lot of like good experiences, good like a bounty and different kind of tech stack that people can leverage. So yeah, welcome. Maybe let's do a quick round of like intro before we're introducing this, and I will untoggle my scissors. Okay, go. Todd, you want to quickly introduce yourself on the one-shot API with Charlie?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. My name's Todd, co-founder at One Shot API. And we've actually joined you guys before on a previous MetaMask call a couple of months ago. Enjoyed that. So we're looking forward to seeing the projects on this Dev CookOff. Charlie, want to go?
Well, sure. Welcome, everybody. I'm Charlie with One Shot API. We're super excited to see what you guys can come up with. We've been big in the 7710, in the weeds for a long time trying to support this, and we're really waiting to see what people can do with it.
Hey guys,
nice. Lorenzo, go.
Hey, what's up? I'm Lorenzo, head of comms at Venice, and yeah, like Todd and Charlie, super excited to join you guys here and to see what everybody can do with the stack that we have, which is mostly on the private and uncensored AI part.
I have a good story to tell. I remember Todd and One Shot API submitted a project in like one of the Smart Accounts hackathon, and now they're also the sponsors for the Smart Accounts hackathon.
Yeah, that's right. That was a long time ago. Good memory.
It's a long time ago. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, sounds good.
From the participant to a sponsor.
The speed all of this stuff moves is crazy, right? Yeah. Long time ago, 6 months. Oh wow. I can't.
6 months in crypto is quite quick, huh?
Yeah, it is. Man, it feels like forever ago.
Yeah, 6 months. 6 months crypto time plus AI time is like double.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Exponential. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. So I think like we kind of like already mentioned MetaMask Dev CookOff. Like I think like it's important here to understand. We started like a couple of days ago. This is a 1 month specific long hackathon. We have around 16K of total rewards, and actually we were reviewing a bit like what are actually those track. Anything to add, Ayush here? Missing?
No, I think like we can just dive into the hack quest page, go through like some of the tracks.
Mhm. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah,
You wanna share?
yeah, I'll share my screen. Let me know if it's visible.
Yes, yes, yes.
Awesome.
Yes,
So
I can see.
as you will land, you will register yourself. You can see there is a section called pricing and judging where you can find all of the tracks. So one of the tracks that we are sponsoring is like the best X42 and 7 cent 10. So this track specifically focuses on like using 7 cent 10 with the X42, and we have like given guides for you how you can like integrate. So we'll go through it in a little bit once we go in the resource section. And you can also see the qualification requirements. Every track that you will see will have qualification requirements, so please make sure for your agent to also like validate the qualification requirements are met and not just the track name are met. So the second track that we're doing is like the best agent, and in this track again, like any agent that you create using advanced permissions or using MetaMask Smart Accounts plus delegations is eligible. And then since all of the tracks are focused on agents, you can easily use any of the bonus bounties that are available, one shot API and the Venice AI. I think like the both teams will go in details like what the requirements are, what you can build, and best A2A coordination. So one of the things that delegation helps you do is like agent to agent coordination, which is not possible as of now. And we have like also explored A2A coordination in previous hackathons. We got really good results. So if you're working around like agent to agent coordination or like 804, this is one of the track where you can like apply for, and you can basically give delegations to other agents to execute on your behalf. So pretty actually see like what you can build. And this track also like has the qualification requirements that you need to implement smart accounts kit, either delegations or advanced permissions, and any of the bonus track that you can add on. We also have like two specific tracks which are not the hack, like not the hacks but more like social media presence. So if you're building in the hackathon, you can tag us on the MetaMask dev handle on X, and you can showcase your project, what you have built, how you are using like advanced permissions or like the delegations in your project, and how it has helped you to build for throughout the whole journey. And there will be like $100 each for five of the winners that we'll choose, which will have the best presence on X. We also have one track which is the best feedback. X402 is one of those tracks which is pretty experimental as of now, and we are trying to see how we can improve the developer experience. So that is one of the track where you can give us the feedback on like how we can improve the X402 experience for 7710, which is more seamless for you to integrate. So if you have any feedback on any of the tracks, please like give your feedback in the readme form. We will have the whole readme for you, like how you can give the feedbacks and stuff coming up in next week. So no need to worry about what are the criterias and how to format things. But yeah, these are the tracks. And you can also go in the resources, and in the resources you will see like what are the resources that we have given. We will be keep on updating the resources also. So if you are like checking it again in weeks, feel free to check it again, like if there are new guides or anything like that. If you want to go through the X4 to 7710, you can just click on the link. If you want to create a seller guide, we have how you can set up your server that can accept like 7710 payments. And you can all we also have like guides on like how you can use delegations and like recurring payments via X402 and 7710. Just a notice that I wanna say is that 7710, none of the facilitators support 7710. It's only supported by MetaMask facilitator. So when you are creating a X4 server with 7710, make sure to use like the MetaMask facilitator, because if you're using any other facilitator, it won't be supported and it will basically revert all of your transactions in the verify and settle stage. So just make sure to use the proper URL. We have hardcoded as of now, but just wanted to point out one of the edge cases as of now for X402.
This is so useful. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited about. I think the reason why also like we pushed a couple of days this Dev CookOff was because we wanted to integrate X42 and I think giving agents the agentic commerce. Okay, maybe let's do a quick like round on actually like what is one-shot API and what is like Venice and how you kind of like why you're excited about this hackathon, but mostly like what is kind of like the ideal like a submission, the ideal kind of like builders that you will like to have. And if you want to share anything, like feel free to share. Could be like docs, resource. We put a bunch of stuff in the resource bank that you saw. But yeah, we will resume later a bit what are the tracks. But let's actually give a context to people listening here on the One-Shot API in Venice. Todd, Charlie, you want to start?
Sure.
Let me know if you want to share anything.
Yeah, let's. I'm going to share my screen quickly.
Yes.
So, for people watching, is my screen share coming through? Okay, there you go.
Yes.
Let's see it now. So, One-Shot API, it has a couple of components too, but the one that we want hackers to focus on for the hackathon is our public gas abstraction relayer for 7710. So we allow for intent execution. We're dedicated intent execution infrastructure for 7710. So you can check out the website and the docs. The great thing about our gas abstraction relayer for EIP 7710 is that it's totally permissionless. So you don't have to sign up for a business account. You don't have to pre-fund a paymaster. You don't have to like make an account and like add team members to it. All you have to do is point your wallet that you're creating or your DApp that you're creating, point it at our public relayer and execute permission context. That's literally it. You don't have to put an API key. There's no API keys, authentication, or anything. So the best place to get started, if you come to oneshotapi.com, go to the documentation. We have a quick start for gas abstraction. And we've also published a skill for our public relayer that if you're coding with, and I assume probably, nowadays most people are AI assisted for coding. You're either using Claude Code or Cursor or something like that. I really recommend installing our skill for the public relayer, which also has hints in it for how to integrate the MetaMask Smart Accounts Kit. And this will save you from having to read documentation if you install this skill, but I recommend that. And so what your life cycle is going to look like when you use our public relayer, depending on whether or not you're designing your app to use, the actual MetaMask browser extension, or if you're doing embedded wallets. If you're doing an embedded wallet, you're going to need to upgrade the EOA to MetaMask's 7702 stateless delegator. So don't forget that, but that's covered in the skill for you for your coding agent. So get it upgraded to a smart account. When you're signing delegations or caveats, make sure that whatever caveat you're signing, you might have to add an extra one, allows for you to charge the user a small fee in one of our supported stablecoins. And if you want to know which stablecoins we support for covering gas, there's a matrix over here on supported networks. We support USDC and USDT on most chains, but we also have MUSD supported as a gas abstraction token. And then once you've got your caveats, basically you take that caveat with your encoded functions, hit the public relayer, and then you can check for the status of that transaction by either polling the relayer get status endpoint, or we actually recommend this and we'd like to see some projects doing it for your agents or applications. Leverage our webhook callback so you can get real-time feedback on the status of your transactions. It'll make your application a lot snappier rather than having to poll. And then one more thing I wanted to bring up with One-Shot is that the relayer supports cross-chain gas abstraction. And so what I mean by that is, let's say I've got an agent wallet, or I'm doing something with some kind of a non-custodial delegation for a user's wallet. Maybe they have, USDC on whatever, Monad or Linea, but they want to execute their primary transaction on Ethereum mainnet or BSC. You can pay on any one of these chains and then execute on any one of the other chains. So that's what I mean by cross-chain gas abstraction. You can pay on a different chain from where you're trying to actually execute your target payload. And if you want to see like a code example of what that looks like over here on the public relay, if you come to first transaction, there's a whole example here. You can copy these code examples. They show you how to do single chain abstraction and multi-chain. That's all in here. And then there's a walkthrough here. If you want to test the different JSON RPC methods, you can literally just walk through the steps, copy these, and run them in your terminal. Again, there's no API key, right? It's all public. So you can literally just copy these terminal commands and run them and see what they output. So, what I hope people realize when they're working on this, because this is what I kind of find exciting about 7710. Like I'm very down on 7710. Basically, depending on what you're building and how you're building it, once you've got an appropriate caveat or delegation from your user from MetaMask, and then you take that caveat, and depending on how you inject it, you can inject it as a prompt into something like Venice AI, and now you've got an agent wallet. Like pretty much, it is an agentic wallet. You don't need to install a CLI, or provision, a secondary key that your normie users have to figure out how to use. You don't need any of that. Once you've got the caveat and you've injected it into a context, for instance, like Venice, if you point it at an execution resource like One-Shot API, you basically have an agentic wallet now that can do anything on any of the supported chains. And so looking forward to seeing the design space that shows up with people working on this.
Nice. Question, Tom and Charlie. Like there is also like a couple of questions. So One-Shot API is supporting testnet, right? Then one question is here is like, yes, DevNet. And then One-Shot API is kind of Pimlico for gas transaction, so we can use this at Pimlico.
Right. So the biggest difference is, this is what I want people to take away from this morning's call. There's Pimlico, there's Gelato, there's even Web3 Auth. Slightly different product, but still same kind of category. The biggest difference is there is no user accounts. There's no team accounts. It's 100% permissionless. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to provision an API key. You don't have to pre-fund a paymaster. Okay, so it's not 4337. This is pure 7702 smart accounts, which is way cheaper at the end of the day, gas-wise, than 4337, number one. Number two, for 4337, you have to pre-deploy a wallet contract for each user. So if you're onboarding a user, you have to pre-deploy the smart wallet contract for each user. With 7702, you do not have to do that. You have an EOA. It can be an embedded EOA or it can be the MetaMask EOA. And you upgrade it with 7702 authorization, which, by the way, One-Shot's relayer will let you provide the authorization context and the transaction you want to execute. You can run them in a single transaction. You don't have to like two-step it. You can figure out what transactions you want to run, get the 7702 authorization signature, and send them all over at once, and we'll execute them atomically. So that's the main thing. Like, you can use it right now. You can literally run the examples without signing up and without pre-funding a paymaster. It's just, if the transaction executes, we charge a small overhead on the gas consumed in the stablecoin that you pay with.
Nice. Anything that you would like to see, like build, like any specific like use case vertical?
Okay, so Ayush was showing the MetaMask facilitator, which was great. One idea is you could use the public relayer. You could build your own custom facilitator, literally with the one-shot relayer in the background that's actually processing the transactions. That's an idea. I would love to see applications emphasizing what I was talking about a minute ago, which is showing wallets that implement 7710. The agent account is the delegation, right? Like emphasizing that so that I can basically take a caveat and with the right prompt dressing around it, inject it into an LLM context, and then tell it to do stuff.
Mhm.
That's what I'm hoping to see. Stuff like this. Whether it's
Nice.
trading, whether it's subscription payments. Subscription payments is going to be, if anybody's doing an app that's like subscription payments, that's going to be like the easiest implementation of all time now with one-shot API, because you don't have to like set up API keys or accounts or anything. Literally get your caveats, store them in a database, and then run those once a month or once a week against one-shot. It'll be the easiest. It'll be easier than Stripe. It'll literally be easier than Stripe. Getting a 7710 delegation from MetaMask and then running them periodically against one-shot. It'll be super slick.
Nice. And I wanna,
Yeah,
go for it,
go ahead.
Avish. No, I just
Yeah,
want to
just
show basically what Todd mentioned here. Like when you are going here onto the main page, you have also like a resource page, and you showed it here. There is also one-shot API. You can actually check all the relayer doc, and if you actually click here, you have also like a quick start. You can actually like go and getting started with. But go for it, Ayush.
I just had a question for Todd. I remember there was like delegation storage service as well for the one shot, right? Which allows you to store the delegations and advanced permissions context.
Right. So we're on this hackathon. We're hoping people instead focus on our public relayer, which is a newer product that we released. We still have our developer platform, which if you want to build more, more custom stuff, like if you have a really specific thing that you want to build and you want full control over server wallets and, pre-funding your own server wallets and aren't necessarily as concerned about full non-custodial like if you want to manage your own stuff, we have our developer platform that you can sign up for a team account for, and it's free to sign up. You can make an account right now. You don't have to pay anything to get started with it. But with the developer platform, with our server wallets, you can store 7710 permission contexts in the server platform, and our SDK does that for you. And by the way, the developer platform itself has its own skill. So again, you don't have to read the docs on how to use the developer platform SDK, install the one-shot API skill, and it can do that for you. But that caveat storage, that's in the developer platform, not in the one-shot relayer itself. The one-shot relayer is really like, you already got the caveat, just hit me with it and the function you want to run, and I will execute it.
Nice.
Sounds good.
One last thing,
Sounds good.
actually. One more thing, and I'll quit hogging the mic, is that there's a month to experiment with stuff. We posted a third skill. We're very skill oriented, and I think that's where things are going to move as far as developer documentation goes. Like, I love just, you put the skill in, tell me what's in the skill, and then start prompting from there. We have a skill for a new kind of embedded wallet called a PRF wallet. PRF stands for pseudo-random function. Basically, all major browsers and mobile operating systems now, they have passkeys. Probably most people on this call that are developers know what passkeys are. Passkeys have a new extension functionality called the PRF extension, which lets you derive a true Ethereum private key in the browser, not a P256 key like in the old days where you had to have a special precompile to do P256 signatures, an actual EVM key. So you can derive that in the browser. It'll follow you between devices if you're using Chrome or 1Password or iOS. We'll give you extra points if you manage if your project decides to use embedded wallets and you implement an embedded wallet with the PRF pattern. It's not a software. There's no SDK. It's literally just a pattern that is described in great detail in our WebAuthn PRF skill. It would work perfect for 7710 in our relayer. There's no signature fees or anything. Again, it just describes a pattern and how to implement it in your code base. And yeah, that was last point for me.
Oh, sounds good. And feel free always to jump in. I think like we can move on the Venice side, Lorenzo. I think like we kind of like discuss a general for the people joining. So this is kind of like a quick live stream to launch this MetaMask Dev CookOff with One-Shot API and Venice. And now we're kind of like deep diving in each technology and what people can actually like do and build. So I think like Lorenzo, I'm excited to have you guys also like on board. Let's kind of like give a quick background to everyone. What is kind of like Venice AI, how people can leverage, and also like if you want to share anything screen related, feel free to do so.
Sure thing. Let me pull up my screen 1 second.
Sounds good.
Can you guys see that?
Yes. Toggling in. There you are.
Yeah, you guys see the Venice homepage?
Yes.
Come through.
Sweet. Yeah, we just launched this one, so we.
I was saying it's a cool website. Yeah. Cool design.
So, I mean, for those of you that don't know what Venice is a private, uncensored AI platform. It's, kind of like your ChatGPT, your Claude, but without all the spying. So that's Venice, and we have up to 200 plus models across every modality and a bunch of features that give you pretty like a cutting edge experience using AI. We're very focused on user experience. I would say that is something that we pride ourselves on. So we're basically taking all these features that you can find in AI and packaging them in an app that is very easy to use. But we also have a powerful API that basically has everything. It also supports the same private features that we have in the app. We actually have like 4 different privacy, we call them modes. So there are models across different privacy levels, and this is going to be very like important to think about when you're starting to build your agent. Is that what kind of privacy am I going to use? Every use case has its privacy setting, because now everybody's just defaulting to letting everybody see what's happening, right? But we have basically different privacy settings. We have anonymous, which is most of the frontier models. So we route everything through a proxy. So you kind of think of this as like a VPN for AI, right? The anonymous mode is a VPN for AI. The model providers can still kind of like see your prompts, but as long as you don't put any personal identifying information in your prompts, they won't know who you are. So we protect your identity. Private is basically fully private, and TE and end-to-end encrypted is verifiably private. So these are, I think, especially for people in crypto, these are the most interesting modes, I would say, and because you can basically prove that is private, like it's attesting that it's private. So these are the 4 modes. You can get started on the Venice API right here. We just like somebody just messaged us and they were like, "Wow, it's so easy to get started." I got set up within 10 minutes. So it's quite easy to do that. You can even set yourself up with the Venice skill. You just throw this in your agent, and it basically has everything that Venice supports. So what is really cool is that we have all the models. We got all the models across video, text, image generation. But basically, if you throw this into your agent, you can get it set up with everything that Venice supports. It's quite easy. We also support X402 for agentic commerce, which is also interesting for this specific hackathon that we're doing. So yeah, the resources are on the page. This page, we also shared them here. We'd also invite people to share what they're building in our Discord. If you get stuck or if you need some help, feel free to join our Discord and share that link as well. You will need to create like an API key, or you could create it using the Venice skill. But if you already have a Venice account, you can go to your Venice dashboard and then just create an API key and then just feed that to your agent. So a couple of things that we can go through on like what we're looking for. Because we are so focused on the consumer side of things, we're always thinking, okay, what are these new user experiences that we can create for people? So I think anything that is a out of the weeds agent that people can use that protects their privacy is an interesting thing to see. So we'd like to really have these agents become the interface for users, and so anything that is very easy to use for anyone will have precedent using all these. You have to qualify for best X402, 7710, best agent. Yes, of course, that's always very interesting. But I think that as an industry, I've been in crypto since 2018, and I've seen the AI wave. And what sets, I think, the AI wave apart from crypto and what we can learn from AI is that you could put this in the hands of your grandma and they could use it and they understand what's happening, right? So I think that, of course, taking everything into account, it will be interesting to see things being built that are easy to use, that protect people's privacy, that are fun to see. Sorry, my dog is barking here. That are
It's all
fun
good.
And that are fun to see, that use all Venice's features, right? So we have video. Like, what would you see? What would you let a user create if you can create a video for them? And just packaging this in an easy to manage user experience. So yeah, that gives basically the overview of what we'd like to see.
Nice.
Yeah. If you have any questions, just let me know.
I think it's great, Lorenzo. I'm excited about the skills specifically. I think I like that you already answer like what you will see, what you would like to see also like for Builder. The consumer focus I think is super important. And and I think obviously like if people are targeting specific category, there will be it's kind of like no brainer specifying this and using your API. Anything, I don't know, any question, anything I'm missing, any kind of like blockers that people could have. I mean, I assume now, you throw kind of like the entire kind of API docs on your agent and you try to kind of like troubleshoot the build things. But I don't know what, Cool. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. I think like let's refresh a bit. Like what are the verticals? Ayush, you kind of mentioned already. Best X402 and 771. So 3K, so the best agent, best agent-to-agent coordination, best use for Venice AI, best social media presence, and best feedbacks, right? Those are a smaller category, but I think like in terms of like idea bank, you can definitely like see everything around the main page. Anything that I'm missing here, Ayush, that we kind of like could talk about that for people are kind of like useful?
So everyone was talking about skills. You can go to the MetaMask docs and you will find skills for Smart Accounts Kit as well. So if you want to get started with delegations, advanced permission, you can just tell your agent to install the skills and get started. We have not added that because I think like once you just tell your agent, like I think by default figure out. But this is like I want to talk more about like the X402 one. Just edge case that I want to point again. Make sure you are not using any other facilitator, especially the CDP one and the ones that are present. Otherwise, it won't work. Just to make sure. And we'll be like updating the idea banks over the week. So feel free to check the idea banks. One of the cool thing that you can do with X42 is like verifiable stake.com, where like agents can bet, is one of the things. So you can bring in like maybe your grandma or your mom to play using an interface, star interface to like put on some money. And I think like I feel like where Mega it started doing a lot of like apps around like the consumer ones that were around like, I would not say gambling, but like how you can make easy money or kind of addictive one. And I'm seeing like it's starting to get the hype up and bring in more people like who are not into Web3 into Web3, because it gives the same experience of what you do on the Web2. It's just like you don't care what tech stack you're using. So I think like you can build a lot of things, those things with delegations as well, where you don't need to worry about like having a wallet or how you need to like transfer some money to some agent and then do stuff. Just create a delegation and voila, you can use one-shot API to execute those delegations.
There was one missing from the prize slide there, Ayush. OneShot is offering for the two best integrations of OneShot API Relayer. We have two $500 prizes for OneShot.
Okay, sounds good. We need to probably, oh, here, they're probably updated in here, right? So
I
here
think
is,
it's already updated here.
Probably in here already.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
There we go, right there.
nice, nice.
Great.
Sounds
Just wanted
good.
to make sure
Yeah.
new on the call.
It sounds good. Yeah, always check probably the most updated Hackquest page, price and judging this one. So we, as Ayush mentioned, like we also like yeah, publicize a bit more the idea bank. And again, check out the resources. I think they're quite useful. And yeah, apart that, again, I think we're 4 minutes in. Yeah, excited to have everyone on board. I hope this live stream is useful. This is a QR code that actually brings you directly to the page if you want to have more infos. And yeah, I will also say, you know, thanks everyone for joining and for clarifying a bit what everybody could build and why we are so excited about this month and happy building. And please don't arrive the last like 24 hours. This is not a 48-hour hackathon. The goal is to actually like have a long month, but most important, like ask question to everyone here. Our doors is always open. Check out all the from like Builder Hub to like specific like MetaMask developer chat and the Discord that everyone mentioned here. And yeah, have fun and yeah, looking forward to some agentic judging and human judging too. And yeah, anything else that you guys want to share before we're closing up?
Let's go. It's a build time.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome.
Good luck.
Awesome. Good luck.
Happy
Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. See you guys. Bye bye.